Greetings, it's Friday, February 23rd, and I'm following up on my convenient lies post. They're not necessarily lies about what's going on with respect to climate change. It's the lies that keep appearing in the media. And I realized at one point that I have been listening to these things over many years and just thought, yep, that must be true. And so I drafted a pilot project. I got $1 million from Transport Canada. How many years ago? Oh, it must be, well, a decade ago. I got $1 million from Transport Canada to run a training program to reduce carbon, CO2, emissions connected to transport truck driving. And I developed a plan that worked. And I did that, because I was definitely, a greenhouse gas climate change warrior, well over a decade ago. And that's why I have an electric car. That's why we got rid of all of our larger vehicles and bought smaller vehicles like the smart cars. But there was some things that have been in the news on and on and on that I've always thought, oh yeah, that must be true. It's in the news. And then recently I had a conversation about climate change and human impact and causation and all that with someone. And they kind of started chuckling, and they clearly didn't buy into it. And I said, well, no, I have an open mind. Go ahead. Tell me what it is that you think refutes the claims that we hear about all the time. And he said, well, I'll send you some links. So over the last couple of months, I've been getting messages, and I've been doing some reading. It's like, so where I've arrived at is a place where it's kind of like the weapons of mass destruction thing. Lies have been told to achieve an objective. Not saying that this objective perhaps isn't necessary. I'm just objecting to the lies. So here are the top 10 I recently received. So that one of them being, heat waves are increasing at an alarming rate and heat is killing people in an increasing, it's becoming a real problem. Global warming is causing more hurricanes and stronger hurricanes. Global warming is causing more and more stronger tornadoes. Global warming is increasing the magnitude and frequency of droughts and floods. Global warming has increased U.S. wildfires. A lot of the data I'm getting is U.S. Global warming is causing snow to disappear. Global warming is resulting in rising sea levels, as seen in both tide gauge and satellite technology. And then Arctic, Antarctic, and Greenland ice loss is accelerating due to global warming, and rising atmospheric CO2 concentrations are causing ocean acidification, which is catastrophically harming marine life. And then the last one is carbon pollution is a health hazard. So I'm only going to address one of these at a time. I'll do the first one, which is that heat waves are increasing at an alarming rate and heat is killing people, like in an increasing, it's, running out of control. So I'm going to put some graphics on this, and I'll just keep talking while you see the graphics. So there's been, according to the studies, there's been no detectable long-term increase in heat waves in the United States or anywhere else in the world. Looking at documentation, most all-time record highs in the U.S. happened many years ago, long before mankind was using fossil fuel. 38 states set their all-time record highs before 1960. 23 of them set them in the 1930s. Here today in the United States, and I'm in Canada, the number of 100 degree Fahrenheit, 95 degree Fahrenheit, and 90 degree Fahrenheit days per year has been steadily declining when you look at the data since the 1930s. The Environmental Protection Agency Heat Wave Index confirms the 1930s as the hottest decade in the United States. So even NASA has gotten involved, and James Hansen, who was at NASA in 1999, has said that the U.S. temperature record in the U.S., the warmest decade was the 1930s, and the warmest year was 1934. When NASA was challenged on declining heat records in the U.S., the reply was that the U.S. is just 2% of the world. However, all 8 continents recorded their all-time record highs before 1980. Interestingly, while the media gives a great deal of coverage to even minor heat waves to support the cause that man-made global warming is occurring, the media tends to ignore deadly cold waves. But in actual fact, worldwide, cold kills 20 times as many people as heat. This is documented in the excess winter mortality, which shows that the number of deaths in the 4 coldest winter months is much higher than the other 8 months of the year. And the U.S. death rate in January and February is more than 1,000 deaths per day than it is in July and August. And I'm going to add a link to the whole article where I'll get the pictures and stuff from that you saw. And so that just leaves me wondering if the media keeps saying, it's getting hotter, the average temperature is rising, and, it's spiraling out of control kind of thing. But if it isn't actually, like, let's, I like to look at things, call a spade a spade. If you're lying to me to achieve an objective, that pisses me off. And I'm feeling like I've been lied to. Even if there is something to be concerned about, I don't think it's cool that you're lying. Whoever the you is, they are lying to us to achieve their desired result. It's like I said, the weapons of mass destruction. Well, we want to go do this, so we'll just tell them what we tell them. I think it's inappropriate to do that, because then you end up in that, boy who cried wolf scenario. You lied to me enough times, I don't believe you anymore. Interested in what you think about that. And please, if you haven't already done so, click subscribe, because I'm trying to get my monetization privileges back so I can get the frozen money out of the AdSense account, because I didn't hit the threshold before they shut me off. So I've got $40 to $50 stuck in there. Thanks very much.